What is the NPC, and how do you know if you are one? In a previous video, I explained how a video game is a perfect analogy for life. If you have not seen it, then I invite you to watch it first, as it speaks about some features of video games that also appear in real life, and how we can use this analogy to understand life. One of the things we see in video games, as well as in life, is the NPCs, the non-player characters. In this video, I would talk about the NPCs and how exactly they manifest in real life. My dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. If you are interested in learning about spirituality, mysticism, and want to find out how you can become more enlightened, more confident in your decisions, and more in tune with reality, all the while being less distracted by nonsense, then you have come to the right place. My name is Layla, and I am here to guide you. If you would like to go deeper with these subjects and learn more about yourself and your purpose through tools like numerology, make sure to book a one-on-one consultation with me by following the link in the description. You can claim your special discount by using the code YouTube11 in capital letters at the checkout. And for a much deeper dive into spiritual knowledge and practice, visit the Hermitage Hub. Inside the Hermitage Hub, you will find monthly webinars, exclusive online courses, toolkit library, meditations, exclusive articles, and much more. This is for you if you want to take your spiritual awareness and knowledge to new levels. The link is in the description. Lastly, before we begin, make sure that you subscribe and click the bell button so you never miss out on any future videos. And if there is anything at all that you like in this video, please give it a like as it helps my channel to grow. So now, without further ado, let's get into our topic. All video games contain characters of some sort. Usually it will be you, the playing character, along with some non-player characters, the NPCs. The playing character is one who completes missions and challenges to better themselves and unlock high levels in the game. In life, this person manifests as someone who walks their own path, following their soul and learning from life's lessons to become a better person and achieve higher levels of awareness and self-knowledge. For such a person, life gets increasingly more exciting, although certainly not easier, for the higher levels of life call for more skill and resilience. But it is those experiences that build character and make them strong and admirable human beings. NPCs, on the other hand, simply exist, not taking part in anything meaningful or constructive. They are disconnected from the purpose of the game, usually just hanging around and seemingly wasting time. Most of the time, it is impossible to interact with them in any meaningful way. When they are approached, they repeat the same words every time, or simply ask to be left alone. Sometimes if there is a longer dialogue, it is usually pointless and doesn't aid your mission in any way. At best, they will say something mindlessly that may give you a clue of some sort, but they don't understand the meaning of their own words. Does this sound familiar? In fact, in real life, we meet plenty of NPCs. People with whom a meaningful conversation is completely impossible. These are the people who just go about their life without questioning the meaning of their existence, repeating the same actions and words daily, just as if they were programmed to do only that and nothing more. They are disconnected from their soul, unable to find their purpose and meaning in life. Gustavo Pierre, in his article, The Counter Guide to Spotting NPCs for Counter magazine, describes NPCs as those who can do many things, and many such things can be done to them. They can be befriended, bartered with, trickled, made love to, fed to the wolves, caressed gently, pied in the face, or handed over to a cannibal cult in the mountains. You get the point. However, the key description is that the NPC is a prisoner of their own programming. As such, they follow the path set by the game and cannot deviate from it. They are predictable because their programming has its limits. When such people are encountered in life, they meet us with a dead, glazed stare and repetition of the catchphrases and buzzwords they have learned from their programmer. They know not what such things even mean. They have simply learned that they must repeat them without questioning their validity. Their views evolve, not based on their growth and personal development, but on social pressure, and they are contradicting themselves and suffering cognitive dissonance. Richard Abbott addresses this type of soul as zeros in his book So Strong. He views zeros as people who completely reject God in all forms and fail to understand that the soul is not the same as the body-mind feelings. As such, they are completely ruled by their body-mind feelings and have no inner voice or intuition and are unable to take any guidance to orient themselves in the world. Their lives seem meaningless and without purpose. They, as Richard puts it, have no clue about any aspect of life save what an authority tells them and what ruling power of society programs into them. He goes on to say that countless millions of zeros live their lives while going to work, paying taxes, and raising children, many of whom make decisions that affect the rest of us. It is important to note that it is not that those people have no souls, but rather their souls are buried under the body-mind feelings which rule their life. The purpose of this video is to make sure that whatever we do in life, we make sure that we are the main character and not the NPC. So how can we tell if we are the playing character or an NPC? The biggest telltale sign that someone is the playing character is that they are connected to their soul's purpose. Their life has meaning, their days have purpose, and they are willing to take risks and sacrifices to achieve their aims. They learn from the lessons life throws at them and constantly try to better themselves in all aspects of life. They acknowledge that the body-mind feelings is simply a vehicle for their soul to operate in during this life and work hard on gaining full control of it. Discipline, strong values, and self-knowledge are key tools that the main character uses on their journey. They know that regardless of their whims and desires, there is a higher purpose that is calling them. This is their soul's call to God. For everything the main character does is to achieve higher and higher spiritual stations so that he can finally complete the mission and return to God. The NPC, on the other hand, is completely unaware of the significance of their life. They do not search for any meaning and are mindless consumers, unable to have the slightest control over any of their desires. They follow where their whims and feelings take them, and this usually leads them right into trouble. But they do not learn from the lessons of life, and so they repeat the same mistakes, stuck in a loop of a boring or even miserable existence. Do note that just because they are not aware of their purpose does not mean that they do not have one, for they do, but the voice of guidance which wants to lead them to it is muffled by the body-mind feelings and is unable to be heard. All creation is valuable, although it is certainly not equal. Those courageous, hard-working people who take part in the game of life, dealing with obstacles and challenges, failing and trying over and over again until their mission is complete, are the playing character types, and frankly, incomparable to those who reject their mission. It is those qualities that make one favorable in God's eyes, for they choose to play the game of life. The playing character will have the potential to achieve a lot more than the NPC, simply because if you don't play, you cannot win. Nevertheless, it will not come easy, for the game of life is long and challenging. The NPCs take the easy way of not having to fight for anything, but as a result, cannot gain anything in return. Not anything meaningful, at least. It may be that such people are simply not ready to be anything more than an NPC. It may be that their soul must undergo many more lessons before they reach a high enough station to be a true playing character, ready to accomplish serious missions. Until then, they may wander around lost and completely unaware of their potential. However, it is a common occurrence for such people to encounter God in the form of divine interventions, for such is the only way that they may be guided in life. Because NPCs lack self-knowledge, they need religion along with other structures, rules and regulations to have a framework for their life, even though they may never understand the true essence of what they practice. For those who reject religion, time will be their teacher. However, here we are speaking of God's time as opposed to human time. It may take an NPC soul many lifetimes to grasp even a fraction of what more advanced souls can learn in just a few years. In Richard's words, God exists out of time, and therefore it does not really matter how long it takes for humans to find God. Whether the connection can be made in an hour of meditation or prayer, or whether it takes 1,000 lifetimes, is irrelevant. It will happen, but if we want it to happen sooner, then the old souls must be the ones to show the way. Ultimately, we must accept that there is a hierarchy of souls. For this reason, socialism and communism will never create the utopia that many people hope for. We are all at different stages in our soul's journey, and it is our proximity to God that is the determining factor of what level we are on as individuals playing the game of life. Everyone will always be dealt a different hand. Regardless of how unfair it may seem, the tools given at birth are preset, enabling us to learn the lessons we need to reach the next spiritual station in the best way possible. It is up to us to do our absolute best to make the most out of it. Every challenge is a mission that will take us to a higher level in life, but we must also accept that everyone makes their journey at their own pace. When we look around, we will see that there are millions of NPCs, including people who are dear to us, like family members, friends, lovers, and acquaintances. Perhaps if you are watching this, you may be coming to a realization that you have been living your life as an NPC. And that is fine, for as long as you have become aware of it, you have taken a huge step toward becoming a playing character. But there still will be people who will not come into this realization for a very long time, perhaps even 1,000 lifetimes. Still, this is how it is meant to be, for we cannot force anyone to learn. Everyone will do it their own way, in their own time. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider sharing it with your friends, family, or anyone who you think might need it. I hope to see you in the comments and see you in the next video.